Episode 2, Beauty Isn't Everything. This is Lady Luna. Last time we talked about how insecurity impacts on our lives. Today we dive in deeper into subtopics I mentioned before, which is beauty standards. Now, what is a beauty standard? Beauty standard is part of societal and cultural standards of physical traits that are seen as advantageous, such as shape of body, color of skin, and certain facial features that are attractive to the majority of people. However, by pursuing unattainable beauty standards, people, especially young girls and women, are hurting themselves and hurting others. By developing an unhealthy mindset that beauty is everything and a female's worth is only to be beautiful and nothing else matters. This can cause stunted low levels of self-confidence and esteem, hating and pitying oneself, of unable to achieve beauty expected of our ideal female, leading to anxiety, depression, and dissatisfaction with one's body and appearance. As I mentioned before, we are being brainwashed by unhealthy, toxic standards of beauty that prioritizes the minority who happens to possess those so-called desirable traits and leaves the minority desperate and struggling to achieve these impossible standards of ideal, perfect beauty, of a so-called perfect, successful human being. As human beings, we tend to forget, by nature, we are flawed beings that show weakness and vulnerability. We strive to become ideal, perfect living beings that end up failing by heavily being crushed by societal, cultural pressure to look a certain way. To accept having a perfect, flawless appearance is to reject one's natural appearance given by birth or nature. Outer beauty is given value over the person's entire life, from the way they dress to the way they behave and interact with others. Real, genuine interactions will be lost, and most of the time, relations built on artificial values will prevail. This is why a lot of people find it hard to maintain friendships or love relations. Can be traced back to seeing and define people by their outer appearance, rather than truly establishing relations to build on empathy, trust, compassion, and needed to foster more healthy, positive interactions with people. Men or boys, regardless their age, will get heavily influenced by toxic beauty standards, leading to low self-esteem, confidence mindsets, where they think aren't good enough to be with people who are attractive, or that attractive people look down on them because their appearance is superior. Therefore, they are the perfect human beings that shouldn't interact with someone lacking beauty. This creates a unhealthy mindset in males of all ages, such as seeking validation or boosting egos from attractive individuals, especially young adult women, strangers, to gain the approval or reassurance of their self-worth from these people. This also manifests as insecurity, fear, hatred, or aggression, depending on the personal experiences, to project negative emotions on people who they don't know, to avoid with dealing with their own personal struggles. As these males lose hope or faith in their potential and develop a mentality of a victim. But the reality is that your own negative feelings won't go away or be healed as long as you continue to see yourself as a victim. Being disempowered by the suffocating societal and cultural pressure to maintain these unreachable standards of ideal appearance. Insecure males often link their appearance to their masculinity, wanting to achieve an ideal version of themselves, being a perfect, dominant, attractive-looking male, such as tall, dominant stature involving tall height, toned body with muscles, and attractive manly features. Some males don't possess more physical desired traits in appearance and body and will get insecure when they see a more physically dominant male, such as being much taller or have more manly features. They will get anxious or stressed when they see an attractive woman, developing a inferiority complex, thinking she's out of their league, or becoming a more accomplished individual in life. What is important when it comes to accepting your own appearance in life is that having dominant physical traits in your appearance as a male isn't as important as you think. Accepting yourself and your inner quality traits such as curiosity, compassion is more important by that than showing a false sense of fragile masculinity image based on appearance. No amount of flirting, showing off any muscles you might have, or acting tough is going to make other people respect you or find you attractive. Being truly yourself and being you helps you filter out toxic relations you might have with other people and foster genuine relationships by healing your self-esteem and confidence. How other people treat others is based on the reflection of themselves. It is not your duty or obligation to heal these people when you're not in close personal position to help them. Protect your own worth, peace, and let the people who are close with them deal with their struggles. When beauty is concerned, a lot of women or young girls are heavily criticized or judged harshly upon these ideals. Through societal cultural norms, beauty is one of the most desirable traits that women should possess. From a young age, women might be subjected to harsh treatments or criticism if their appearance falls short or isn't ideal. They are taught not to love themselves. They are taught to hate themselves for not being beautiful by family members or friends who are taught by their own culture or society that a woman needs to be beautiful in order to have value in one's life. This needs to stop, as it encourages many women, from young to senior, to hate themselves and redirect their hatred and sadness onto other women who naturally possess beauty they desire. Sadly, this can lead to a negative chain of self-doubt and hurt. Is manifested into insecurity or having a desperate need to control or compete with individual strangers who might be living their own lives. As long as beauty is considered the norm, many lives will suffer thinking being beautiful will lead to happiness and success. Unfortunately, this is subjective. It isn't true. By believing beauty is everything, majority of people growing up watching unrealistic beauty stereotypes in characters they've seen in media, such as movies, TV shows, drama, and posters, and so on, which a lot paints disturbing images of female beauty, leading many women to be sexually harassed and objectified. Beauty in women has been taught some people to only see women for their appearance rather than a real person. They're seen as tools or objects used for sexual purposes or personal benefits, disregarding their humanity. Their face, their appearance becomes the excuse or reason they are seen as different. Their capabilities, not as a person, but an object of glory, hatred, or worship by other people who believe beauty is admired or shunned, as they turn their feelings into envy, jealousy, or hate, as they perceive these women as a threat or challenge to their social standing or lives. However, this is a lie, a misconception of told that beauty matters and nothing else matters as a woman. If we're only seen for beauty's sake, for yourself and others, we only can live an unfortunate life, where our value comes from appearance only, and future generations of young girls and women believe that life isn't worth living unless they are beautiful. What is the point of living when our humanity is being denied and our feelings are reduced and not even taken into consideration, as we are considered only a physical object, only to show our appearance? A pretty little flower who is obedient and shows a beautiful smile while denying feelings and is suffering inside. That isn't a life of a human being, but a doll with no will of its own, being praised by its appearance rather than a real person with emotions. Despite being a modern society where gender equality is expressed, society is still traditionally expressed through rigid gender stereotypes, controlling through proclaimed ideal beauty standards. As long as women want to pursue outer beauty, society will feed on that negative energy and insecurity to reinforce its control over societal standards based on rigid gender stereotypes and beauty standards. Certain industries within society will feed on insecurity on achieving impossible beauty standards. Cosmetic, skin clinics, and fashion industries will strive on negative facial and body dissatisfaction, artificially selling beauty and youth to people. Plastic surgery is right now becoming increasingly concerning. So being comfortable as you age is important, but none of us can define the laws of nature, especially the aging process. Because we are obsessed with the ideal beauty, the thought of aging can bring us excessive fear and instability into our lives of many people, validating their appearance instead of their true worth. Makeup shouldn't be used as an unhealthy tool to put on a mask of eternal flawless beauty, or be used to hide insecurity in one's appearance. We need to understand that aging is a natural part of life and isn't a threat to one's beauty or appearance. We should feel free and comfortable in our own outer appearance as we age. No amount of outer appearance will have the same truth worth as valuable life experience as we go through life. Beauty is fleeting, therefore we need to accept and truly love ourselves regardless of our appearance is very important. Your inner beauty is worth nothing compared to your inner beauty. Seeing beauty in nature, life, and your innate qualities will lead to a more genuine, fulfilling, shaped life. By realistic, positive influences coming into your life. Without a beautiful heart or soul, your validation will come from your outer beauty. No matter what you do, or even if you achieve having a beautiful appearance, you will not feel satisfied or be content with your life. Embracing your inner beauty and your true worth comes from accepting yourself and live your life as genuinely as possible. Thank you for listening. This podcast will be available on Spotify or YouTube. Please subscribe to support my channel. I hope to see you soon.